Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now if this is your first time here, hey, welcome. My name is Dianne and I'm super excited that you found your way here. Welcome to episode 1 of Survivor season 46. Now, full transparency, I have not sat down and watched a full season of Survivor in years. I mean years, okay? Like, usually I'll try to keep up with the updates and the clips on Twitter and different, social media platforms, but to sit down and actually watch a full season, baby, it's been years. So I'm really excited to sit down and watch a full season with you guys and, give my commentary on the episodes as we go. Now, before the comments even start, okay, because I know y'all and I know would you ever do Survivor? If they called you, would you pick up the phone? Would you ever be a part of the show? I know those comments are coming, so let me just clear the air right now, okay? Some of you may know that I was locked in for a season of Survivor. I don't know the exact season. Whatever season it was that aired at the same time as Big Brother 18. That is the season that I was locked in for. Child, they had called me, got my hopes up. I was packed, passport ready. They booked the flight, everything. Like, we were locked and loaded and ready to fly out. Do you hear me? I get a call and they're like, hey, Dianne, I just wanted to let you know we decided to go a completely different way with this season. We decided to completely change the theme of the season. Now, whether they changed the theme or not, I don't know, because when I was going through the process, no theme was told to me. So I don't know. All I know is what they told me, right? And so I'm mad because why would you do that? Like, I have mentally prepared myself to be on this island and go through this 30-something days of starvation and mental mind F. And then y'all call me and tell me, psych, actually, we're gonna do something else. So I was irritated about that. And the person who I was talking to on the phone, they could tell that I was irritated. And so they were like, look, I'm telling you right now, at the end of this week, you're going to get a phone call and all of this will make sense. And I'm like, okay. So a couple days go by. Sure enough, I get a phone call about Big Brother 18. Ended up doing Big Brother 18. But the part that irritated me the most was no one asked me, like, Dianne, do you want to do Big Brother again? Or would you rather go ahead and experience Survivor? No one asked me. They made the conscious decision on their own. Ain't no Fiji for you. Cute passport, but you're not going to need it on the lot. You are going back to the lot. And so I ended up doing Big Brother 18. I don't know. It was real disappointing because at that time, I don't know if it's still a thing now, but I know at that time, everybody was so pressed about doing the trifecta, completing the trifecta. So Big Brother, Survivor, and The Amazing Race, right? Everybody at that time wanted to do it. And so to get the call for Survivor and get locked in, and I'm literally about to fly out, going to Fiji, and then to get the phone call and it's like, yeah, no, you're going back on the lot. That sucked, so yeah, funny enough, I also got called for The Amazing Race. So even though I did not complete the trifecta, I definitely got called for all 3. Now, I wasn't allowed to do The Amazing Race because literally I had just finished filming Final Reckoning of the challenge, season 32. And so I got the phone call, y'all. I had just touched down in LAX and I was on my way to baggage claim and I got the phone call about The Amazing Race. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And so I was like, oh, wait, you just did a show. And so I was like, let me check with MTV and I'll call y'all back. So I'm in the airport making these phone calls, call over to the MTV people and they're like, yeah, no. It was on some real heavy, like, you belong to us. Like, I felt like Ariel dealing with Ursula. It was definitely giving poor unfortunate soul. They were like, no, you belong to us. So ain't no going to CBS. You are here. Oh yeah, I was definitely in the running to complete the trifecta, but just wasn't in the cards for me, I guess. So I don't think that's a big deal now, but at the time, yeah, people were heavy about trying to do that trifecta. In any event, I didn't complete it, but the calls came, okay? The calls came, all right? So this video is about Survivor season 46, episode 1. And I am so excited to get into this video with you guys. Like, it's been a while. It's been a while. And honestly, this first episode, I think my expectations were really, really high. I expected more, but at the same time, me, I'm going to give people grace. I'm I'm going to give grace. And so I'm just going to chalk it up to, this was the premiere. And so we're still getting to know the characters. And so it was like the introduction. Like, you have to know the people that are playing the game. We're getting to know the characters. Just like when you're reading a book. That first chapter is like, let me get through this, right? And so once you get through that, then you own. And so that's what I'm going to chalk this first episode up to. It wasn't a bad episode. It was actually pretty good. But it just, again, I think my expectations were super high. In any event, this is Survivor Season 46, Episode 1. Let's get into it. Damn. So I don't know if I'm just like spoiled from Big Brother, but when the episode begins, I'm thinking that we're going to start with, hi, my name is, and I'm such and such years old, and I'm from, and I do such and such for a living, and this is why I should be on Survivor, right? No. No. They come pulling up on Jeff, okay? They roll up on Jeff, get to the little island, and they like, we here, and Jeff's like, cool, welcome. He give a little monologue, and it's like, get into your first challenge. And I'm like, well, damn, like, can we know who these people are? Sorry if my light keep going in and out. I'm right in front of this window, and the sun is like, peekaboo, I'm here. No, I'm not, just kidding, and they keep going in and out, but we're gonna roll with it, right? So yeah, they roll up, Jeff give a little monologue, and it's like, okay, into your first challenge. And I'm like, well, damn. So if you want to know more about the contestants, there are 18 of them. If you want to know more about them, head on over to Survivor Instagram, and that is where you will see their individual clips, and you'll get to learn about them, who they are, where they're from, how old they are, da-da-da-da, all of that jazz. But in this episode, we're hopping right into the challenge, okay? Okay, Survivor. So when they pull up on Jeff and they standing there, you know, and he's talking to them, the first thing I notice is everybody looks cold. Like, everybody looks like they are absolutely freezing. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm gonna need a sweater, okay? Because I get cold fast. And the fact that I have to stand there next to that water, wind is blowing, and I have to stand there, and you know it was start and stop. Jeff probably messed up on the line. It was like, oh, we got to redo that again. Y'all didn't get off the boat right, so go back on the boat and come back off. Like, it's cold. So, strike one. Strike one. So boom, we get into the first challenge, and the way this challenge works is basically 2 members from each tribe is going to take turns running down the beach. As they're running down the beach, they're going to encounter this big old net, right? And the net is literally covered in mud and dirt and nasty McNasty, right? And they have to crawl up under that thing. So when they come up from the mat, the faces are gone. Like, their faces are covered in dirt and mud and just baby, right? And so then after they get from up under the net, there's this little pole thing that they have to crawl under. Once they get up under that pole, then they arrive at the puzzle pieces. There are 2 puzzle pieces that they can collect. They grab the pieces, run them back to the finish line, and then once they cross the finish line, then it's time for the next 2 to run across and make it happen. They go get their puzzle pieces. Everybody take turns going to get the puzzle pieces, right? There are 6 puzzle pieces that they have to retrieve, right? And so that's 1 per person, okay? So they run back, get to the finish line with all 6 pieces. Now it's time for 2 people from the tribe to build this podium. And it's basically just like steps in order for them to get to the top and get to this flint. And so once they get to the top, there's a pole that's tied up. They have to untie the pole, grab this pole, and then knock the flint off, grab it, and then that will be the winner of the first challenge. And then they will also be the winner of the camp supplies. They get a pot, they get a pot, they get a machete, and they get the flint. So it's like all of the things that they need for the first night. That's what the winners get. The people that come in second place, they get the opportunity to choose between the sweat task or the savvy task. And then the people that come in last, you get whatever is left. Jeff said, ain't no options for you. Whatever is left, that's what you're gonna get. So now, before we even get into this, because I was a little thrown off because, and maybe this will show you how long it's been since I watched an actual full season of Survivor. I thought that there was a segment in the show where we got to see how the tribes were formed and how this person ended up over here and this person ended up over here. I thought we got an opportunity to be able to see that, but no, there was none of that. Okay, there was none of that. So let me catch you up so you know what the 3 tribes are and who's on what tribe. Okay. Now on the Yanu tribe, which is the purple tribe, we have Q, Jelinski, Jess, Kenzie, Tiff, and Banu. Banu. I think he said Banu. I hope I'm not butchering his name because he was one of my favorites on the episode, okay? His energy was just, but I'm gonna get to that. But I hope it's Banu. But those are the 6 for the Yanu tribe. So on the Nami tribe, which is the orange tribe, we have Soda, Randon, Hunter, Venus, Tevin, and Liz. Those are the 6 that we have on the Nami tribe. And last but not least, we have the Siga tribe, which is the green tribe, and we have Tim, Ben, Charlie, Mariah, Maria, and Jim. Those are the 6. Those are the 6 for the Siga tribe. And so that is the breakdown of the 3 tribes. Okay, so moving forward, when I'm talking about Nami and Namu and Yanu and Dancer and Vixen and Blixen, like, you know, you know who I'm talking about, okay? So the challenge begins and immediately Nami is eating down. Do you hear me? They are eating down. Like, Hunter and Venus are the first 2 out and they literally leave the other 2 tribes in the dust, okay? And as they're going through the obstacle course, I thought it was really, really cool when Hunter turned back and told Venus to dig that little sand up from up under that pole, because honestly, moving forward, when the rest of the tribe members have to go through the obstacle course, when they get to that pole, it is going to save so much time that they don't have to deal with that big old block of sand. And I thought that was, yes, Hunter friend, you are on it. You own it, okay? As the competition is going, we get a glimpse at Tiffany. Now, my girl is carrying an entire puzzle piece on her shoulder by herself. No help from nobody, no support, no nothing. She is carrying that thing and she is moving. Do you understand me? Now, we as the viewers, we can literally see that these puzzle pieces are visibly heavy. We're not playing, so we don't get to feel the way, but even sitting on the couch, we can see how heavy these pieces are. So the fact that my girl is carrying this thing by herself on one shoulder, let me tell you something. That's my friend, okay? That's my friend. I don't know her. I don't know her, but that is my friend. Do you understand? Starting today, that's my partner, okay? I am Team Tiffany. And when it comes to Soda, okay, she is I and I am her and we are us. Baby, when she saw, because she's on the Nami tribe, and when she saw that her team had strategy and the momentum was there and they was getting the job done, she said, hell yeah. I said, ooh, that's my friend. She sound like me, because that's something I would have said, like, hell yeah, we own it, right? I thought that was so funny. I cackled. That hell yeah was very familiar. It felt like home. It felt like home. So they go through the whole challenge and Nami ends up getting first place. So they get all of their camp supplies today, right now, right? Siga gets second place and they end up choosing the Savvy task, which leaves Yanu, who's in third place, with the Sweat task. After the challenge, they get their maps that tells them, you know, where on the island they're gonna live, because they don't all live together. Orange tribe over here, purple tribe over here, green tribe over here, in your own private spaces. No room for y'all to talk. We want y'all isolated from each other until game day, right? So the Yanu tribe arrives to their location on the island and they are met with the Sweat task. And the way this task works is 2 members from that tribe have to carry these little buckets, these little pails, into the ocean, collect water and run it back and fill up these 2 big old urns, right? And when I say big old urns, baby, these things is huge. Do you hear me? Huge and deep, okay? Like huge and deep, right? So they have to take these little pails and carry them to fill these things up. They have several hours. They don't say it said several hours. That's why later on when Jelinski is with this, we'll get there. We will get there. But the little paper said they had several hours to complete this mission, and if they do, then, you know, great, they get their supplies. But if they don't, then they won't get their supplies until after the first immunity challenge. And so it's like, we got to get it done, right? And they are timed while they're doing this. So the 2 members from the tribe who decide to step up and do it are Q and Jelinski. And so I'm not gonna lie to you, when I saw how small those pails were that they had to carry in order to fill up the urns, I was pissed. But then the level of pistivity increased when I saw that the pails had holes in them. Dude, holes. Like, Jeff, this is no good, okay? They had to run to the ocean, fill up these little bitty pails to come and fill up these big old urns. But as they're running, because there are these big old holes in the pails, water is just shooting out everywhere. So by the time, let's say you got a full pail, okay? You're already losing water because you're running, so water is falling off of the tops. But as you're doing that, there are holes where the water is falling out too. So you literally have to put your fingers correctly in the holes so the water doesn't fly. Like, it's just, baby, this is mental, this is physical, and this is irritating as hell. Like, I would have been so irritated, but I would have quit. I would not have quit. So while Jelinski and Q are off trying to complete this mission, the rest of the tribe is off getting to know each other and collecting things so that they can build shelter, right? So Sika arrives to their location and they're met with the Savvy task. Now, this is a puzzle, right? And so 2 members from their tribe have to work together to figure out the puzzle. In the little note, it said, use all the information below to figure out what you're missing. And I'm like, okay, y'all know me. If you watch me play Big Brother, specifically my very first season, I'm nosy as hell. I was going through the house looking for stuff that probably wasn't even there, but I'm trying to find whatever I can, wherever I can. And so certain things just stick out to me. And so when it said, use all the information below, immediately my antennas was like, flip that damn table over, dig around in the sand. I don't know, but something is at the bottom. Don't be distracted by the puzzle because something is in the bottom, okay? So that's where my mind immediately went into, but I don't know why they didn't catch into that. I guess they thought use all the information below just meant the note, use the note. And I'm like, no, like, that's what I'm saying. I think too much because my mind immediately went there. So Ben and Charlie decide to step up. And they're going to be the 2 to try to figure out the puzzle. So the rest of the tribe takes off and goes to gather things to build shelter. And so while they're standing there, Ben immediately, he's like, the first thing I noticed on this board is that there are a lot of numbers on this board. Like you see the number 6 or the number 5 or the number 7, like it's all written out, right? And so he's like, boom, these numbers obviously have to do something, because on the side of them was another like lock code filled with numbers. And so he's like, these numbers must go over here. But Charlie pointed out that no, there's like 7 numbers over here and there's like 12 numbers on that board. So what do we do? So they're trying to add, carry the 1, take away 10, divide by 3. They're trying to figure out how to get these numbers over there. Turns out the editors let us know that there was a written word code, not number. There was a code that told them to dig under the table, and that's when they would have been able to find what they were missing. So Ben and Charlie are working extremely hard to try to figure this puzzle out, but ultimately the time runs out and the puzzle defeats them, okay? I don't know any other way to put it. They got beat by the puzzle, right? And so according to the rules, they don't get to get their supplies until after the first immunity challenge, meaning no pot, no machete, no flint for you tonight. Y'all better go sit around, collect whatever you can, and get to know each other, because that's all you get in a day. So the camera goes back over to Q and Jelinski from the Yanu tribe, and they are trying their best to fill up these little pails so they can run it back across the beach and fill up these big old urns. Now, Q has this determination and this motivation and this strength to get things done that makes you want to root for him. You know what I mean? Like, you really want to root for him, because he's like, I gotta get it done. Like, it was times throughout the mission when he was like, man, I don't, but he had a self, little pep talk and was like, no, get up, get the pail, get the water, run it back. You know what I'm saying? He's giving himself this talk. Jelinski, on the other hand, he's just kind of like, nah, nah. He's looking at the time clock and he said there are 4 hours left in the sand to be dropped down in the little clock. But he said the mission said it was going to take several hours to complete this task. Now, for whatever reason, according to Jelinski, several means 7, because he says that the word 7 is literally in several. So 7, several. And to him, it meant the same thing. This is impossible. Let's just go ahead and quit. And Q was like, why you want to do that? Why would you? Why? You know, he like, you sure that's something you want to do? Are you sure that that's something you want to do? Like, we can keep going. We literally, like, all you need is some motivation and we can really keep this thing going. And Jelinski is like, nah, it makes no sense. We're going to be doing this for nothing. You know, he feels defeated. Jelinski has a very defeated mindset. And that was really hard to watch because it's like, come on, man, like, push through. Like, we need you to push through. That's what us, the viewers, as we're watching, we want to see you push through. And he didn't have that push within him. He like, nah. We'll figure something else out, but this ain't it, right? And so he takes the clock and he launches it across the beach and it breaks and sand goes everywhere. And I'm just like, so here's my question to the audience. Here's my question to the viewers, right? If you were Q and you and Jelinski were doing this task, would you have A, gave up, just like Jelinski wanted, B, give him a pep talk, try to motivate him and encourage him to keep going, or C, focus on your own urn and get your own urn filled up the best you can? I would like to know what you would have done if you were Q. So the camera goes to Mariah and she's just kind of talking about how it's hard for her to fit in and it's hard for her to make friends and, you know, it's hard for her to talk to people and it's hard strategy and all these different type of things. And I don't know, as she's telling her story, I just want to like jump into the TV and just give her a big old hug. Like, she was definitely pulling on my heartstrings. Okay, so yeah, I felt something for her, okay? I felt something for her. And then she made the statement, once the girls started talking to her and she started to feel included, she was like, yeah, you know, I feel like I made some friends. And then my heart was just like, because I'm like, girl, these women are going to betray you, baby. And when they do, you are going to be crushed. Like, no friends. We are doing no friends, baby. I need you to just come in here, talk to people the best you can, but that friend thing is gonna get you hurt, girl. It's gonna get you hurt. So as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, they gonna hurt my girl. When she gets betrayed, oh, it's gonna hurt her to her core. Oh my gosh. So there's this montage of all of these people talking to Kenzie. And Kenzie is just going around basically making alliances with everybody. And so she's sitting up and she's like, everybody want to come and talk to me. Everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to attach themselves to me, right? That's not always a good thing, friend. But, you know, play your game how you playing your game, right? So after all of these conversations happen, she ends up making this 4-person alliance with Jelinski, Q, herself, and Tiffany. And to her, that's a pretty solid 4-person alliance. So the camera goes over to the Nami tribe and we get this montage of Hunter and how uncomfortable he is with, you know, how outgoing his tribe members are, right? And I have to say, Hunter has to be the funniest, unintentionally, okay? Let me say that. Unintentionally, he has to be the funniest person in this episode for me. And it's because watching him try to navigate through this whole new experience of being around all of these people and all of the songs, because my girl Soda got all the songs, okay? He was like, I was a camp counselor too, and I hated the songs. That was the worst part of the entire experience for me. And my girl got all of the songs in the Rolodex, okay? You name it, she got it. She got them all. She was singing some of them, and I was like, yep, I heard that at Girl Scout camp. I remember that song, right? And so he's just like, I can't. Are we going to keep singing? Are you guys going to help me build? Like, what are we going to do? And so watching him try to adapt to this new environment was absolutely hilarious, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly. Completely unrelated to the show, why does Paramount Plus got so many ads? Why y'all got so many ads? There's no reason I should be watching this show and I look up in the corner and it says advertisement 1 out of 5. Why am I watching 5 ads? Like, this show could have easily been 60 minutes. Why is it 85? What's happening here? Like, no. No, and I'm not paying for ad free. I'm not. Just take some down. Damn. So now the Seagull girls have started forming an alliance, okay? And they've also added Charlie to their alliance. But Tim has paid attention to the girls only. He don't even know that Charlie is a part of the mix and they are now Charlie's angels, okay? He just knows that the women are talking. The women are talking and they are using their brain and they are making moves, and that is a problem. And so he's like, they over there, they gaming. We got to get them out of here, because if we don't get them, they're going to get us. And I mean, he's right. He's right. But, you know, back up. So he's like, we're gonna take these women out of here. And he's telling that to Charlie. And Charlie is like, oh, okay, cool. So Charlie uses this as an opportunity for him to play in the middle. He's over here, got the guys, over here has the women. And he's like, cool, I can be right in the middle. That could be great, or that could be really bad, because at some point you're going to have to show your hand. But I did. Write it out. Write it out, Charlie. Write it out. You know what's so funny about Charlie? Up until this point, like right here, when I saw him having this little fun moment where he was like, ooh, I get to play in the middle, I wanted him out. I wanted Charlie gone. In the beginning, when he started talking about Taylor Swift and all the things, bye. Like, don't come over here with that. Goodbye. So I wanted him out of here. But now I'm like, okay, because I feel like there is a story to be told. Like, we're going to see him evolve as like some type of player. I don't know what that player is, but we're definitely going to see an evolution of something, because I feel like that's the kind of edit he's getting even already. And so I want to see what that evolution is going to be. And so I'm watching you, Charlie. I'm watching you. So Venus is out here looking for an immunity idol, as she should, right? As everybody should. She's out here looking for an immunity idol, and she bumps into Randon. He's out here doing the same, right? But for some reason in his mind, it was wrong of her to be doing it. She was playing too hard because she was doing it, while he was equally doing it, right? And so he's like, oh, okay, you know, obviously she's out here looking for an idol. And the crazy part was, she told him, they have dialogue, and she says to him, so you know you should be looking for an immunity idol, right? They're out here. So, you know, when you get downtime, you make sure you look. She trying to give him some tips and some tricks. And he like, nah, I know Parvati when I see Parvati, and she's Parvati. And I'm like, okay, Randon. I would have taken the advice and gained an ally. But, you know, if you want her to be Parvati, okay, we'll take it. So Randon decided he had a friend in Soda, and so he felt he was going to run back this information about Venus looking for this idol to Soda, not even realizing that Soda was going to run that right back to Venus. And so when Venus finds out that Randon has compared her to Parvati, you know, she's definitely excited about that. It's a compliment, right? So a boat shows up at each of the individual locations for each tribe, right? Boat shows up, and there's a note that says one person from each tribe has to get on the boat, and that they will come back later on in the afternoon. But right now, you need to get on this boat and you need to come with me. So each tribe ends up picking someone to be the person, the spokesperson for their tribe, to get on the boat. And so Tevin decides to step up for Nami. Maria steps up for Siga, and Jelinski steps up for Yanu. And the boats take off. So when they arrive to their location, they all meet up, and it's like, oh, hey, because of course they're not seeing each other because all the tribes are on different parts of the island. So the three of them meet up, and there's this stand, and on the stand there are three cards. There's a torch, there's a skull, and there's a voting card. And so the way this game works is each of them has to pull a card. They're going to turn them face down, of course, so no one sees what you got. But each of you have to pull a card. And the person who pulls the torch card, you have to say, I have the torch card, right? We have to know that you are the torch holder. So the skull holder and the voting card holder both have to try to convince the torch holder that they have the voting card, right? So obviously the person who actually has the voting card is going to be telling the truth, but the person who has the skull card has to work a little harder because they are lying. So they have to convince the torch holder that they are the ones who has the voting card. And so this is going to take levels of having a poker face, levels of being persuasive, and levels of lying. Okay? Levels of lying. Okay, in order to convince this person that you have the voting card. Now, they turn the cards over face down so no one knows who picks what. Tevin ends up pulling the voting card. Maria pulls the torch and Jelinski pulls the skull, okay? And so when the game starts, Jelinski is like, look, I'm not even gonna lie to you, okay? I have the voting card. He has the skull. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't look in your face. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm the one that has the voting card. And Tevin is like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because I am 100% confident. Baby, look, okay? Look, I'm telling you now, when this is over, you're going to pick him and you're going to be very upset with yourself because you're going to get lied to and you're going to get the wrong card. I'm telling you, and you have to trust me, I have the voting card, right? And so they're playing the game real good. But they didn't realize while they were playing, Maria was also playing, okay? And shout out to the mother. Do you understand me? Shout out to the mother, because she was like, okay, cool. I don't know which one of y'all have it, but I want to play a game. I like to play too. I got strategy too. I'm not just the torch holder. I got strategy too. Okay? And so she tells both of them, she says, okay, look, I'm not interested in losing a vote, because that was a part of the rules too. I didn't say it. I'm sorry. So if the torch holder gets it right, then the person with the voting card and the torch holder get an extra vote. And the person with the skull loses a vote. But if the skull holder convinces the torch holder that they have the voting card, then that person gets an extra vote. And both the torch holder and the voting card lose their votes, right? And so you can't vote and you can't vote and I get 2 votes, right? So it's a lot riding on this. Somebody or somebodies are going to lose votes, right? And so it's a lot happening. And so Maria is like, I'm telling you right now, I'm not interested in losing a vote. So Jelinski, if you're lying to me and I find out that you're lying to me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell my tribe exactly what happened and how you lied to me. And Jelinski folds. He folds like a pretzel. And I'm like, baby, this is time number 2 for you. You have folded 2 times in 1 episode. He's like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. Tevin is the one who has the voting card. It's not me. I have the skull. I don't want you to pick wrong. I want you to go ahead and pick the right thing. You know, I'm not gonna have a vote, but it's okay. And I'm like, I mean, just fold it like a pretzel. And send him home. I've had it. Send him home. I've had it. So after he tells the truth, Maria, of course, picks Tevin, which means Tevin and Maria get an extra vote and Jelinski loses a vote. So that's you, baby, you got to go over there to your tribe and explain that. Because what are you doing? You didn't even consider them. While you out here losing votes, you didn't even take them into consideration. They may need the protection at some point. So Jelinski goes back and tells the rest of his tribe what happened. And of course, they're pissed. They're like, bro, you folded for what? So you gave another tribe extra votes when we could have had it? Like, they were pissed. And rightfully so. Because, sweetie, what are you doing? What are you doing, friend? What are you doing? And usually, you know me, I try to give people grace, okay? And so here's me attempting to give Jelinski grace. He made a statement where he said that he would rather lose a vote and not have these 2 people mad at him, and then also not have their tribes mad at him as well. So he was like, he can have his tribe because it's only 5 other people as opposed to all the rest of the other tribes being mad at him. And I'm just thinking to myself, in the beginning, again, I have not watched this show in a long time, but in the beginning, if I remember correctly, when it comes down to the voting, if you end up in the tribal, the only people there are your tribe. If I'm understanding correctly, everybody isn't there until the merge, right? Because then at that point, there are no tribes. It's one band, one sound, right? And so at this point, dang, you see how that color just changed? Sun was like, I'm out of here. But yeah, so at this point, the math ain't mathing, baby. Right now, you need your tribe on your side more than ever. more than ever right now. You need that alliance. What? Oh, baby. Wrong move. Again. So now we get to know a little bit about Jess, right? And she's just talking about how with the living conditions, she's not comfortable and she's not able to sleep. You know, she's not eating. And so it's just really hard for her to get some energy because she's running on E, right? And as she's talking, I found myself looking at her arm and looking at her legs. Baby, she is cut up. Whatever's going on that island is cutting her up. And as for me, that's strike two. That's strike two, survivor. The first strike was, I need my sweater. Everybody looked cold. Not doing that. Strike two, why that baby cut up like that? I mean, she is cut up. It's cuts and bruises everywhere. So then, naturally, I started looking at all the rest of the contestants. Tiffany cut up. Everybody cut up. And I'm like, nope, you can keep that. Because I need this chocolate to always chocolate. I don't need it to be sliced and diced. I don't need it to be sliced and diced. Maybe the Lord saved me when he said, no, we're going to put you back on the lot. So Tiffany finds a beware advantage and she decides to call over Kenzie to kind of like help her figure it out. And so this is probably where I'm not that good at the game because I wouldn't have called anybody. No, I don't give a damn. I wouldn't have called it. What friend? What ally? I wouldn't have called anybody. It would have been me and Jesus. That's it. That's it. Me, Jesus, and the cameraman. That's it. Because nobody else would have known. Nobody else would have known. So the note on the box lets Tiffany know she did in fact find an immunity idol. There is one inside of the box. However, it is protected by this lock on the box. And she can't get the location to where the key may be until her team loses an immunity challenge. That's the only way she'll be able to get, you know, a hint or a clue to the location of the key. Until she gets the key and unlocks the box and gets the immunity idol, she also does not have a vote. Okay? She has no vote at the tribal council. So, baby, I'm gonna need you to figure something out. Now, questions for the audience, because I feel like I'm gonna be asking y'all a lot of questions throughout this season. Questions for the audience. Would you have tried to lose that immunity challenge in order to come back and get that immunity idol? Just asking. Comment below. Would you A, make sure your team loses the next immunity challenge so that you can come back, get your immunity idol? Or B, would you just not have a vote until your team actually loses an immunity challenge on their own? I'd like to know. So I'm assuming based on the fact that they have this 4-person alliance, Tiffany, Q, Kenzie, and Jelinski, that's why Kenzie and Tiffany decided to tell Q. But they also agreed not to tell Jelinski, right? They said, we are not going to tell him. So, you know, the 4 kind of crumbling a little bit. The foe, the court, is becoming a trio. So they arrive to the first immunity challenge. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of damn challenges. Like, they compete a lot. Okay? These Survivor players, they compete a lot. I don't think I remember all this. They compete a lot. You understand? Damn. Like, it's always something to do. I like that. I like that. So, you know, I might answer that call. They call me again in the future. Maybe I might pick up because they compete a lot. Now, I like that, okay? So how this immunity challenge works is basically each tribe has to run up this wall. Once they get to the top of the wall, there is this huge gecko waiting for them, okay? They have to untie the gecko and then drag the gecko over this wall. And then once they get over the wall, they have to carry the gecko through this tunnel, get through the tunnel, and then carry the gecko up another wall where they will then lock the gecko in so it can't fall back down. And then once they get up there, they have to build a puzzle. The first 2 tribes to complete the puzzle are the ones who get the immunity idols, right? So they don't have to worry about tribal council, only the last one. If you don't come in that thing first or second, baby, we'll see you at tribal, okay? So the immunity challenge begins, and once again, Nami eating down. Do you understand me? This tribe is definitely one to watch because baby, they got it together. Even how they were calling out like different things to each other and do this and they listen to each other. They pay attention to each other. This is the team, the tribe, my bad. This is the tribe to watch out for because they are definitely a force, right? However, everybody collectively, all three tribes get stuck at this wall. Now here's how the wall is. There's a wall here, and then they have this gecko. They have to carry the gecko over the wall. But Jeff has been saying that this gecko is like 600 pounds, right? And it's 6 people on each tribe. So you get 100 pounds over here, you get 100 pounds, you get 100, everybody get 100 pounds, okay? And we got to lift this thing over the wall. But there's like a certain strategy. Everyone kept trying to like pull it by the head over the wall. But the strategy was to go in the back, get that tail, and flip that sucker over. Do you understand me? Like, flip that sucker over, right? And so Nami, of course, gets it down pat. They get it over the wall. They get it through the tunnel. They get to the top. They lock the gecko in. They start working the puzzle. Siga coming in hot second. They come through, get over the wall, get through the tunnel, get up the wall, lock the gecko in, start their puzzle. So they second in charge, right? So then Yanu finally gets their gecko over the wall. It took them a minute to figure out that they had to go in the back and push the tail over and, you know, flip the little gecko over. Now everybody is doing their puzzle. But of course, Nami has a huge lead over the rest of the tribes, right? So now, according to the rules, when it comes to the puzzle, only 2 people per tribe can work on the puzzle, right? And so for Nami, we have Soda and Venus, and then for Siga we have Mariah and Maria, and then for Yanu we have Jess and Jelinski. Why these people keep letting Jelinski take a leadership role, I will never understand, but you know, they trusted him, so I'm gonna let them do what they do. But at some point I would have set baby in a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I would have. So at the end of the immunity challenge, Nami comes in first place, Siga comes in second place. So that means that Yanu, of course, is going to tribal because they don't have immunity. Only the first 2 tribes get immunity. And so, you know, I'm like, protect Tiffany at all costs. That's where I'm at for episode 1. Protect Tiffany at all costs. One of the rules for the immunity challenge was also that whatever team comes in last, because they're going to lose somebody, their punishment is that they don't get flint. So you'll get the pot and you'll get the machete, but you will not get the flint. And so my babies ain't got no flint. They ain't got no flint. So now, because Yanu has lost this immunity challenge, Tiffany has the green light to run back to where her little immunity idol box is and go over there and get the directions that are going to lead her ultimately to how to get her key, right? So she goes over there, and when she opens up the note, there is a puzzle that she has to figure out. And this particular puzzle is her having to decode these symbols, right? The symbols are going to give her a location to where she can go get the key. So she's figuring it out slowly. First it's like gibberish to her, but some clicks and my girl gets it, right? So she decodes it and she finds out that it's somewhere near a point. So she goes around, she's looking for a point. She finds a location that she thinks is the point. She goes to it, she flipping these rocks over. Baby, she flipping left, she flipping right, she flipping every way but loose, trying to find out where this key could be. So when she starts to feel defeated, like I'm never gonna find it, she decides to look at one little cubby hole, and she gotta hurry up at this point because now the camera pans over to the other people in her tribe and they're like, oh, well, where's Tiffany? Cue, like, where's Tiffany? You know, have you seen Tiffany? Where are the girls? Her and Kenzie. So she goes and she looks in this last little cubby hole, and sure enough, that's the rock. She flips it over. The key is there. Boom. She gets the key. She takes off running back to the location where the box is, gets there, unlocks the box, gets her immunity idol. By this point, Kenzie is walking up and she's like, hey man, whatever you over here doing, you better figure it out because people are on the people are coming. So you need to hurry up and figure this out. She's like, don't even trip, I already got it. Kenzie like, you figured it out? She's like, yeah girl, I got it, don't even worry about it. So then she buries the box, takes the immunity idol, carries it with her, and goes back to the location. And my friend has immunity. Now, I hope the fact that Kenzie knows about it is not going to bite my girl in the butt later on, but for now, she's good. So Yanu has to go into tribal tonight, right? There are 6 people on this tribe. Jelinski does not have a vote, so we only have 5. Right? And so they're having a conversation, and the 2 names that are coming up are Jess, because people are saying that she's not really open up and talking strategy to them. She's not talking game with them. They don't know how to read her. They don't know where she stands. Whole time the baby is sleep deprived, okay? She hungry and she ain't had no sleep, right? My girl tired, okay? but they feel like she's closed off and they can't get anything from her. So her name is coming up. Then also Jelinski's name is coming up, right? And so Tiffany is like, the fake plan that we're going to tell Jess is that we're all going to vote out Jelinski, but we're not going to vote him out. We're going to vote her out. And so Q is like, I don't really know about that. And here's why. Here's why. I've had it up to here with Jelinski, okay? He's not reliable. He folds like a pretzel. He doesn't deliver. That's what he kept saying. He does not deliver. And he's not wrong. He doesn't. Every time you put him up to something, okay, or rather he volunteers for something, he does not deliver. So Q, I feel you, friend. I feel you. The ladies are like, nah, it makes no sense to vote him out. Getting Jess out is better because we don't know anything about her. At least Jelinski talks to us. He's not that reliable, but at least he talks to us. So on and so forth. This is the conversation that's happening. Banu. I'm so sorry, friend. We're gonna go with Banu. Banu is like, I don't really know what to do, okay? I love both of these people. Banu is just very much so a love fest. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Like super love fest, right? I just want peace and love. That is all he is here for. Peace and love and a good time, right? Living out his dream of Survivor. That's where he is. And so he's becoming emotional because he does not know where to vote or what to do. And so at this point, the tribe does not come together on where they should vote or what they should do. Q is over here like, we need to get Jelinski out. The ladies are like, no, we need to go ahead and get out Jess and just save it. At this point, Tiffany is having this revelation, right? And she's like, well, you know, maybe sending Jelinski home may not be a bad idea. He did do bad at that puzzle. Jess was actually better than him at the puzzle. Whoever we decide at the end of the day, the beginning, middle, and end of the day, okay? Whoever we send home, it has to be someone who will not weaken our team. If them leaving weakens the tribe, that is not a smart decision. So Yanu arrives to the tribal council, right? And I'm like, oh, because y'all know purple my favorite color. And I'm like, these are my babies, okay? These are my babies. I have taken over them. These are my babies, right? And so they arrive to the tribal council, and as soon as they sit down, Jeff. Now, Jeff, I have not watched you in many years, okay? Many years. But the way that you decided to call out Jelinski, my man. My man. Pots and pans. We cool. You are okay with me. Do you understand? Because he called Jelinski out. He called him out about quitting. Because Jelinski wanted to say everything but the word quitting. Baby, you quit. You did. You quit. You understand? He wanted to say every word but, oh, we didn't quit. You know, we just knew. You quit. And Jeff was like, no, call it what it is. You quit. You quit on the savvy task. And then you turned around and folded on the card challenge. And he called him out on both. And I was like, that's what I like to see. That right there. That's what I like to see, okay? Called him out, had him stuttering. And it was just good. It was so, Jeff, you all right with me. It was good. So then Jeff decides to ask Jess a question, and my girl just starts fumbling and mumbling, and like, nothing's there. Nothing's there. Because my girl, not that she's dumb or anything, but my girl is just, she's hungry. And she is sleep deprived, okay? And so there's no math, there's no English, there's no science, there's nothing going on there, okay? She said, I don't even know if I can spell my own name right now, and hopefully y'all can't either. She just was not there. And I can imagine that in that environment with those circumstances, there are a lot of people who would be exactly like her, who wouldn't be able to handle that. So they go and they cast their votes, and Jelinski is the one that is voted out. Literally, everybody voted him out. He didn't get a vote, so he didn't even get an opportunity to really save himself and try to cast a vote for Jess. But even if he did, once we saw the votes at the end of the show, he didn't have a chance. Now, Banu voted for somebody named DJ. Who the hell is DJ? Or did I read that wrong? Was it a heart and a J? I thought it was a D. It looked like he said DJ. Who is that? Who is DJ? Is that a nickname that for Jelinski? I don't know, but am I tripping? I feel like it said DJ. Maybe it was a heart and a J. Now that I'm thinking about it, it probably was a heart and a J, Dianne. Should have rewound and went back and watched it again. It looked like he said DJ. And I was like, who is that? But in any event, Jelinski is out of here. As he should be. No shade. No shade. I think he's a really cool person, but you got to go. Because I need my purple team to last, okay? I need my purples to last and get to that merge. Do you understand me? So yeah. That was the end of the episode, baby. And honestly, like I said in the beginning of the video, my expectations were really high and I just kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm going to give it grace and I'm going to say this was the introduction. This was episode number 1. Once we get into the swing of things, I think the season will start moving the way I think it's supposed to be moving. And I'm excited to go through this journey with you. I made the commitment. So even if it is like episode 1 all season, I'm here. I've made the commitment. I'm here. But yeah, I'm excited either way to take this journey with you guys. If you liked this video, make sure you like this video. As always, please share the video. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody else to come on over here and watch the video, okay? Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Those of you who have, I love you. Make sure you turn those notifications on so you can get notified when I drop new videos. I'm excited. These videos are coming out. This is on Survivor. We're going to have these videos. As some of you know, I am also reviewing and recapping The Traitor Season 2. So make sure you go check that playlist out because those videos have been coming in hot. So yeah, make sure you turn that notification bell on so you can get notified when all of these videos come out. I love you guys with the love of the Lord. And until my next video, I'm out.